This is the Trevi Spidem Digital Plus that I bought about 5 years ago, and it's been working fabulous. So I thought I'd just give you a demonstration of how the machine operates and everything. We've got a couple of bins in the back here. One of them is where you place the water, and as you can see we need some. And then the other one is where the beans go, and there's a couple of different settings in here where you can set the amount of grind you want in your coffee along with the coarseness of your grind. So you can adjust those, and once you've adjusted those to what you like, then you can just leave them alone. You don't have to touch them anymore. And then of course it's got a digital display. Right now it's on the energy saving mode, so we'll just change that because we're going to pour ourselves a coffee. So it does a self-test and it's going to warm up. The power button for the machine is actually on the back. Easy to access, just around the right hand side. And then of course you can see it'll give you a large cup of coffee, a medium size, and an espresso. And then if you just want hot water for, tea or something like that, it'll spit out through the frother. And of course it's got a drip tray in the bottom, which it doesn't have to be emptied very often, probably once a week. And then it has a dregs drawer on the side here where your coffee grounds go in, and that usually will fill up after about 10 coffees. And of course the digital display will tell you when that dreg drawer is full, and sometimes it forgets to tell you, so you'll have to keep an eye on it every once in a while. And of course I like to always put a cup underneath to catch the water that it brews when it goes through its rinsing process. That way I don't have to empty this tray as often. Now if I just wanted, we'll just empty this cup. Now if I just wanted to get myself a glass of water, we'll just shove this back under here for a little bit. I could just pull this out, put my cup underneath, and then I just have to adjust this. First we'll go with hot water, as you can see on the display, and then we'll just turn this knob towards myself and it starts to spit out hot water. So if you want to have a cup of tea rather than putting a pot on the stove and having to heat it up, this will be hot enough. Well, as hot as a coffee is anyway. You can actually see some of the steam coming off of there. So that's how that portion works. And we'll just empty that out. And we're going to have ourselves a freshly ground cup of coffee. So we'll select this top button here on the left. And it's telling me to fill the hot water tank, or the water tank, so we better add some water to that because we just drained it out. And I just happen to have some here that I filtered through the fridge. And we'll pour it in. And put the lid back on. And it should say ready for use. So we just hit the coffee. Back up a bit so you don't get all that noise. That's the coffee beans being ground. And there they're being stamped. And now it's brewing, and it's doing a pre-brew. And then it stops for a second and then it does a brew. So you can see the coffee pouring into the cup. And for this size of cup, it leaves enough room so you can add some creamer or something to it if you like. It's finishing. Okay, so now it's done brewing the coffee, and it will have deposited the coffee grounds into the dregs drawer. You can see they're just like little cylinders. And there is one freshly ground cup of Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. And just so you can see the inside of the machine here, I'll just pull that out. This door comes off, and you can see the system inside. You know, you probably never have to pull this out, but I pull it off probably once, you know, every 3 months. I just kind of grab onto the handle and pull it out. And, you know, I just rinse it off and throw it back in. There's nothing really you have to do to it. It looks after itself. And then if you don't plan on having a coffee for a little bit, I usually just punch the button a couple of times. It'll rinse too if you want. I usually just go to energy saving mode. And that way it's not keeping the system warm for a cup of coffee if you don't plan on having one right away, or a second one right away. So that's the Trevi Spidem Digital Plus coffee machine that I bought 5 years ago, and I'm very happy with it. And I don't think I'll ever have to buy another coffee machine. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.